Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 148. Is that right?
That is correct.
And it's March
10th?
something. Thank you.
10th or 11th. One or the other.
We are not great at this week. Hi, I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les.
I'm Laura, also known as Lala. I think it's that springing forward
It
time-wise
has
thing.
definitely thrown me for a loop because Laura had told me yesterday that she was going to be hanging out with a friend of ours today and that she would text me after 7. And before I knew it, I got that text. And I was like, crap, it's that late already.
It was like 7:30 when I texted you, and
I
now
know.
it's
And
9:30.
it's 8:30 for me, so it's just this day has just flown by. But yes, here in I don't know where daylight savings is observed and where it isn't, but it was here. And we're kind of playing mental catch up. So, what you working on?
I am working on a vest. It is the cap sleeve cardigan vest. It's a knitting pure and simple pattern. It looks like that. I am doing it out of gray because that is what I knit all my things out of.
Because every time Laura goes to her stash, she finds another smaller quantity of gray yarn.
It's funny how that works. It's like I like it. I actually have like 3 more sweaters quantities of gray yarn in the stack. So it looks like that so far. It is around, let's see. So from the underarm right now, I am at right at 9 inches. And I need it to be at 30, well, like 26, 27, plus 2 inches of bottom. So it's getting there. Slowly
Very
but surely. I tried
long
it on
vest.
at the yarn shop. Do what?
But it's a very long vest.
It is a very long vest. It's like below bottom. You can see it there.
Yeah.
Very long, long vest. Without there's a shawl pin stuck in it. It's not like a weird tie. It's actually a shawl pin. So it will be awesome. I tried it on, and this part is like super low right now, so I'm really gonna have to add some ribbing up here to tighten it up a little bit, so that it doesn't look bizarre when I have a t-shirt up to here and a vest down to here.
Yeah.
But besides that, it is going well. I'm knitting it on size 10 needles. Totally just dropped a stitch. They're my signature size 10 needles. And that is about it. I'm going to do some stockinette and double moss stitch for a bunch of rows. So that's the first thing on my
So,
needles.
what are you using?
Oh, Cascade 128.
Okay.
It's
And what?
Cascade. It's just gray. It's one of their bulkier weights. So it's basically 220, but spun bulky.
It's pretty. Looks nice and squishy.
It is. It's really nice. I'm excited, and it will be leaving the stash, which makes me more excited because
Yeah.
bulky yarn takes up lots of room, especially 6 skeins of bulky yarn. So
And you're going to need all the space you can get when you finally load up the U-Haul and move your butt up to New Jersey. So it's good that you're going ahead and getting it out.
because there's no more room in the stash at all, and I need space in the stash
You
to
could
buy.
let me live in my illusion for a couple of minutes.
So that's the first thing on my needles. The second thing on my needles is the TGV got a little bit of work this week. So I've been watching lots of hockey, and when I sit downstairs and knit and watch hockey with my uncle, who's still visiting, I knit on this or I spin. So it is quite a bit longer. It's actually, I have 60 grams left. So I'm probably going to go another 5 grams and then start the ruffle edging that's on it. And that's in it on my size 7s. And that's out of the, trying to remember. It's like a Fay base of, I don't even know if the company's still in business. But anyway, it's sock yarn. Not super exciting. Sock yarn that's been wound for like 10 years.
Not quite, but close.
Yeah. Um, So, and that's in my new bag from Lazy Sock Monkey. And look, there's even little mustache, the ribbing on it,
The tabs, how cool.
or little mustaches. So, I can make it so it looks like I have a mustache. So, I'm hoping to get at least another like 10 grams knit on that this week. And then last but not least, so I'm doing these socks out of hand spun. There's the first one. And the second one is almost done. It's got around 2 inches to go. It's like right there. 2 inches to go, and then the ribbing. An inch to go, and then the ribbing. So maybe 3 inches altogether left. So hopefully that'll get done. And it's so funny. I was listening to, I think, Just One More Row, and they were talking about Crown Mountain Fibers dyes one half of their like braid darker than the other half.
Huh.
Just on purpose. Like it's always done on purpose, I guess. But one sock is definitely darker than the other, but they're so cool. I don't care.
How are you liking knitting with hand spun for your socks? I know it's not your first time, but just curious.
It's fine. This is a little bit splittier than I like. So when I applied my new hand spun for socks, I definitely applied it tighter than this. Yeah. But this is very dense. These are very heavy socks. And sometimes it's hard to knit because they're so tight. The stitches are so tight. But that's what I want because this doesn't have nylon in it. Mm-hmm. I want it to be very tight and squishy. I think I'm on size 1s with this. And it's definitely maybe a little bit thicker than a sock weight. Just so it's nice and dense and they hold up. Yeah. Because I found some holes in some socks this week and I don't want to have to darn more socks. That makes me sad.
I've never darned a hole in a sock yet.
I've thrown some out. I hate to admit that, but if it's like a lace pattern or a very patterned sock that I know that where I don't have the yarn anymore, that I know I can't fix it because it would involve like fixing a cable or a lace pattern and darning over that. Those have been thrown out, or a slip stitch pattern. Like my color weave socks had to go in the trash, but I have a lot of pairs of socks, so I've only lost like maybe 4 pairs of socks in the 7 or 8 years I've been knitting socks, because they don't get worn like every day. I have around 90 pair of socks, 90 pairs. So they get traded out pretty quickly. I try to alternate them. I had to actually flip my drawers this week because there were some that had like gotten shoved to the back of the drawer, like my Lollipop Steeler socks that haven't been worn since football season and early on in football season, that I kind of like flipped to the front so they could get some wear.
First world problem. Yep. Rotating those hand knit socks so they get even wear. Yeah. I've got this warped idea for using, because I've got this pair of Volmai's socks that I knit, and I knit this finger, and this was probably the 3rd or 4th pair of socks I knit. And Woolmai's is definitely fingering, and I knit these on like a size 2.5, which for me is ridiculous. It was way too loose, and so they got a hole really quickly in them. And I had stuffed them somewhere, and then I found them when I moved. And when we went to visit Diane in December, I fell in love with this pair of jeans that she has, and I guess the brand is called True Religion, and they've got like these patches in them with a knit fabric underneath the patch. And I don't know, I just really love the way that it looks. So now I've got this completely ridiculous idea that I'm going to, reinforce, the flat part of that sock and put it in a hole in my jeans or something, which is...
That's really an interesting idea.
It's one of those crazy, you're never really going to do that ideas, but it keeps me from having to throw them away. But...
No, mine go in the trash.
Yeah,
I felt really bad about throwing them out.
Well, no, it's like Windy, our friend Windy, the way she darns socks is throws them away. Oh, darn. She doesn't bother fixing them because, well, Windy can knit a pair of socks probably while she sleeps. But, anyhow.
I have intents of, if they're not, if it's stockinette, I'm going to fix them.
Yeah, stockinet's not too bad to fix, I would think, but I still have never done it. I have, for works in progress, I have 2 right now. The first is the Mabel Socks by Sadie Belgar. I don't know how to say her last name. But anyway, the first one has been done. The second one, I got to the heel turn. Well, I finished the cuff. I'm at the point where I need to start the heel turn, or the heel flap. So I haven't done that yet. I was chatting with you and a bunch of other folks last night, and I was able to get to the point where I need to start the flap, but I haven't done that yet. And these are on my Hiya fixed circulars, US size 1, 2.25 millimeter needles.
Are those your interchangeables or your regulars?
No, they're the fixed ones. The interchangeables don't go down to 1; they go down to 2.
Okay.
And this is Hiya. This is not Hiya. This is Numma.
Darn you, double words.
Doppio in the sea turtle colorway, which is beautiful, and it's in her merino cashmere base. And that's living in my Tangerine Designs Jolly Pigs bag. And she had an update today too, which I did not even look. Didn't even look, because I need bags like a hole in the head. But if you do need bags, she has some great ones to choose from.
She has wonderful sweater bags.
And the second thing that I'm working on, I cast on this week as a part of a knit-along that Melissa Jean is having in her group. And it is the Dublin tee, which looks like
a sweater!
It is not a sweater.
It's so a sweater.
Laura is just determined.
Look at that sweaterness.
This is a tee. It's even in the name, Dublin tee. And it's a shell, or a tee.
Wait, the shell with sleeves.
A shell can have sleeves.
No, shells can't have sleeves. That's the definition of a shell.
You're not the boss of shells. Anyway, I fell in love with this when Mel, when we actually, same trip, when we went to visit Diane, and Mel was there, and she was wearing one of these. And I just... this beautiful tee. And I especially like it being worn over a button down, which I'm not certain that you could wear a sweater like that over a button down, but perhaps, who knows.
Okay. There's never been a pullover sweater over a button down.
Anyway, I really like this design. So Melissa was holding a knit along in her group with this tee, and I swatched and decided to join in, and I'm using Volmiza in the Mont Blanc.
Pretty colorway.
Like, here it is in the skein.
You know, I have a sweater's worth of that colorway.
I do have a sweater's worth, even though I'm knitting a tee. And this isn't 100%, so there's no nylon in it, so I wouldn't use it for socks anyway. But this is still the first ball. And I'm knitting it on size 6s. And it's curling up on itself because it's lace. Let me pull it up. Hold on. This is what it looks like.
That's pretty.
It is a pretty tee, isn't it?
It's a good thing you have a sweater's worth of yarn for your tee.
And I'm really enjoying it. It's very easy to memorize this pattern. 6 of the 8 chart rows are essentially rest rows, and then 2 of the 8 you do cable crosses. But it's really nice, and it's meant to have negative ease, and it's really stretchy, which is nice. And the only part I don't like so far about this is 308 stitches cast on with a tubular cast on. That was a pain in the butt, but it does give it a nice
stretchy
smooth edge, and it's really stretchy on the bottom too. Although it doesn't look like it because my stitches are wonky; they need to be blocked. But it's a nice even edge.
Oh.
But
we're done a tubular cast on outside of that Lucy Neepy class that we took.
Yeah, I've done it for a hat and something else once, but I had to look it up. But Melissa actually made a video for it, and it was a great tutorial. So
cool.
I'm very much enjoying this. I only have 3 inches. And I'm knitting the 2X size because I want to make sure that it's not too snug on me. Because that would break my heart if I knit a whole...
The lace will be nice and stretchy, though.
Yeah. And I'm thinking that since I definitely do hourglass to some degree, so thinking it'll stretch across the bust enough that it'll be looser around the midsection, which is my goal. So, because I'm much bigger around the bust than in the midsection. But, yeah, so that's my other work in progress, and I'm enjoying it. I've been knitting it and watching Boardwalk Empire. I just started watching that this week, so.
I'm glad you're enjoying knitting on your sweater.
It is a nice tea. It's very relaxing, and...
Did you finish anything?
I did. I finished 2 things. Did you?
What'd you finish? No, I finished a pair of socks, but I finished last week on the show.
But you
Like
didn't show them because it got cut out.
They're my best for Holly and the Ivies. So they're done. I need to block them. And then put them in the Christmas box for someone else because they don't fit me.
Are they too big, too small?
They're too small, but I knew that they would be because at least I think they will be. I haven't even tried them on yet. But because I was knitting them on the plane and I couldn't measure.
So you just had to guess. Yeah.
I'm lazy. So I think they're gonna be.
Try them on right now. That was such a teacher sigh.
I'm wearing these socks today.
Oh, those are the Jessica, one of your 4 pair knit by Jessica.
Yep. They're also like one of the pair. Like I have very few socks with red in them, so that makes for.
I knit you a pair of socks with red in them.
Really? Yeah, they fit, but they're a wee bit tight. See?
I totally wear them anyway.
I like my toes to be able to wiggle like that, and they can't quite really wiggle like that.
Oh, I hope the video doesn't cut out here. It would be sad if people didn't get to see you try on socks. It would break my heart.
And I feel like they would survive.
I'm sure that they would.
But, anyway, let me put back on my Jessica socks, which do fit, and my Uggs.
Jessica's good that way.
Yep. It's winter in Mississippi, so I have to be wearing my Uggs because it's so cold.
It was beautiful here today. It was yesterday and today. It was like low 60s, beautiful sunshine. It was wonderful.
You know,
so yes,
in the South, when people are wearing T-shirts and shorts and their Ugg boots.
Yeah.
Outside in March.
Or a tank top and mini skirt and Ugg boots.
Yes.
Yeah. So I finished 2 things this week. One I finished earlier today, which because Laura was hanging out with a friend of ours, I actually had a little bit more time to work on these, and I was able to finish them. And these are my Friday Studios plain stockinette socks. I haven't tried them on, but I assume that they'll fit me. I did measure them. So I didn't realize until I bound off the second sock that the toes are not perfect matches. But they'll be inside my...
You know, I have perfect matches on my socks that don't fit. They look like this. But
they're not. I'm not knitting a sweater either, though, so, I mean... Anyway, just plain stuff, knit over 2 stitches on a US size 1, 2.25 millimeter signature needles, and that's it. No, afterthought heels. Nothing fancy. And I haven't tried them on. I haven't blocked them. I just wove in ends and stuck them on my blockers. But they're done. And I did finish an actual sweater. I did actually knit and finish a sweater.
Did you?
Yes.
Does it have short sleeves? Because I hear those are tees.
No, it actually has 3/4 sleeves. So eat your heart out. This is my Ho Aloha, and it is in Madeline Tosh Sport in the William Morris colorway. And I did do the button band here. And I think what I'm probably going to do is sew the button band down so that it doesn't actually open, only because where it hits on my body, is not flattering for it to stretch.
I was going to say, like, I've had multiple wardrobe malfunctions in the past couple of weeks at work. So anything that can be buttoned or unbuttoned, no.
The only thing wider than my bust is my hips, and this, for it ends right there, which on a person not as large in the hips as me, it wouldn't be a big deal. But I know my body better, so I'm going to button this sucker and then back this up and show you. I didn't wear the best shirt underneath to show you, but whatever. Let me button these. And the buttons are from Lori of Deerfield Creations, who always does a beautiful job. And she will be an SSK vendor. So, all right, this could end tragically. I'm going to do it anyway. Hold on. Move the light. And move the wires. Boob shot. Sorry about that.
Wasn't a good boob shot, though.
This is my Ho Aloha, and it's beautiful. I love it. I think Mel did a great job, and those are my buttons.
Very pretty.
These are rosewood, I think.
Very pretty.
Yes. I really like this sweater, and I was going to wear it to the office on Friday, but I hadn't woven in the ends or tacked down the button band thing yet, so I haven't. But I'm going to do that today so that I can wear it into the office this week.
You gonna wear a button down with it?
Yeah, I think I might. Shut up.
I'm not saying anything.
But anyway, this took this took a little over 5 skeins of Madeline Tosh Sport, and it's very soft, and I like it a lot. And I look forward
to lovely sweater.
Next.
Looks very nice on you.
Thank you. Now I'm going to go back to knitting on my tee. So why don't you talk about your knitting?
So I have spun. Let's see. Let's think about what I spun today. So today I spun the other half of the Romney. So this is some Romney from, it's like Meadow Marsh Farms in Louisiana that I had gotten at the Middle Tennessee Fiber Festival last year, and I'm spinning it long draw. And I now have, it's not super skinny, but I now have 2 bobbins done. So I had bought this for our Expand Your Horizons last year. I think it was June maybe. I just never got around to it. So I'm spinning it long draw now. And now there are 2 bobbins, and I will, the other bobbin has much more on it, but I will start applying. It was just 8 ounces, and I didn't weigh it or anything. I just took chunks and started spinning. So I will probably end up applying that this week. So that's the first thing. And then I had started spinning the Dripping Fiber Studios bats in the Beatles colorways. So this is what I have not spun yet. I have 2 of these left. And I had got the Paul and John pack, but I can't remember which was which. And I love her fiber prep. It is gorgeous, and it comes in these little, so that's it unfolded, and it comes in these little balls that are all folded up and super cute. So the first 2 that I spun were like the bluish purple ones, and it looks like that. Those were spun short forward draw. The intent is a 2-ply. I really thought about doing kind of a gradient and spinning all of this together, and then spinning some purple, like plain purple bats that I have, and plying them.
Right.
But I think I'm going to just do the standard 2-ply. So that'll be fun. And I love spinning her fiber. It's really, really nice. I also have on the wheel downstairs, I have the second bobbin of the South Down.
You were way past me on the South Down. Good job.
Well, I need to start Jacob, so I need to get South Down done. So there's the South Down, and like we said last week, it's a very dense, springy fiber, and I'm spinning that over the fold. So I'm taking basically little tufts and just wrapping around and spinning off the fold, which makes it very light and airy and extremely woolen, and I'm spinning it long draw. And then the other thing that's on the ladybug downstairs is I started some Rambouillet, which I also didn't spin last year for Expand Your Horizons. And this is from Tooth by Hand. and it is the Bumble Shot colorway. You can see right there.
It's a nice orange pop.
Yep. And it's got like a springy green, a lemon yellow, some white, some sky blue, lots and lots of different colors, and very short bursts of colors. So I decided against fractal spinning this because the short bursts of colors I didn't feel like would lend themselves to fractal spinning. You typically want longer chunks. These are like right there is a chunk, you know, real short.
I've heard good things about that dyer, though. I've never used 2 by hand, but I've heard good things.
It's 2 dyers, actually. So when you order, I don't know where, I have it, oh, here it goes. So it's 2 by hand. And when you order from them, it tells you if it was dyed by Maria or Ceylon maybe. And this is 4 ounces. And I don't know what Bumble Sheet's a reference to. I'm sure it's a reference to something awesome.
Maybe a pop culture reference or something.
Yeah. Perhaps it's pop culture. Perhaps I could put it in the Knitting in Circles podcast.
Perhaps you could.
Actually, this is for the Knitting in Circles. The Beatles.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's pop culture. But so that's 2 by hand. So lots of singles spun, no flying at all this week.
But it is your spring break, so you will have some time this week to hopefully get some things that you'd want to get done.
You say that, but
I say hopefully.
In like 2 days, I'm 2 days into a 9-day break. 2 weekends and then 5 days off in a row, and yeah, haven't finished a thing since break started. So we'll see.
Well, it's just like a normal weekend for you right now, so.
Yeah, we'll see.
Please get out of my yarn.
He loves your yarn. And
he loves anything that can put him closer to my face.
So what have you been spinning? Anything?
I haven't touched anything. My intent is before I do anything else is to finish my South down because I'm really excited about what it's going to look like when it's done.
Yeah,
I've never spun a worsted skein of anything or woolen skein of anything, so I'm really excited about that. I just haven't had the time. I can't imagine why I haven't had the time to spin. It just totally blows my mind. Anyhow, but we do have a cool book to review this week.
We do.
So we were contacted by the lovely ladies at Jimmy Beanapos, and we're going to review their Sew Red book, which is the second in the Heart Health series. The first was Stitch Red, and it did wonderfully well.
And it was all knitting, and this is all sewing.
Mm-hmm. And obviously a red theme going on here. So the first thing that I really like about this book is that it lays flat. So it's spiral bound, and it will lay flat. And it does have, for the more specialized patterns, it does have an actual flap with the patterns in the book. So quilters or sewers, you'll appreciate that. There are 20 some odd patterns in here.
And basically the reason why Jimmy Beans does this book is it's all based on heart health for women. And a portion of the proceeds do go to the National Institutes of Health in support of the Heart Truth.
Yes.
So there's a theme of heart health, and it's a variety of different designers.
And each designer also has a tip on staying healthy, etc. But I do like, of course, Laura and I love the visual index of the pattern.
Yep.
And this is not just garments. It's also accessories, quilts, pillows, it's a bunch of different things. It's got a foreword by Deborah Norville. And once you get into the project, I love that it gives a little bit of information about each contributor. So it gives them a little bio column as well as a little tip at the bottom as how they stay healthy.
Yep.
So onto the actual pattern. We're not going to show you every single one. You can probably go to Jimmy Bean's site and get a click through of each different kind, but there are a bunch that I really like. Oh, I love that one.
I like this one for a baby quilt. It says, "You are so loved." And it's a
And
baby size quilt.
it's really simple too, because the backing as well as the border of the front are the same thing, and the words are just appliqued on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a really cute, quick project. Let's see what the next one is that I really like. Let's see. The ones that I like are all in one big clump. So let me get back to that.
And every pattern has red in it because of that overall theme.
I loved this maxi skirt, this paneled maxi skirt, because it's done in panels. It's going to automatically slim you, because the different fabrics the lines are going to help draw the eye into this vertical look. So I don't particularly love the check pattern in the middle, but I do love the look of it, and I like the way that it's styled as well. And that's by Ellen March.
I like the Pathfinder quilt. That's probably my favorite quilt in here. It kind of reminds me of Drunkard's Path a little bit, or the friendship braid that you put on the back of quilts.
Yeah, and each little section is quilted, and like the pattern of the quilting is done in a different way. I thought this one was really cute, and it pertains to knitters as well. And this is by David Butler, who is actually the husband of Amy Butler, who designs a bunch of fabric. And this is called the Ditty Bag. And basically, it's a drawstring project bag. And it's made with scraps of fabric that you have laying around, and then you run the cord through, and you have a drawstring bag. And it gives, and it's flat bottom as well, and it shows you how to do that. And of course, I love that you look through here, and as soon as you see Calf Facet, who is just a master of color, his is an explosion of color. Like there's red in it, but it's only a tiny part of the color. And I love Calf Facet for that.
I like the Sweet 16 skirt, which is kind of a kick skirt, but it's also modeled with knitwear, which is cool. But that also has the little pleats are in a different color, which is very, very cute. So you could do like a solid for that mane rather than that floral print, and just like little kicks of a print.
It gives a lot of dimension to it as you walk. Also, I like this kimono sleeve tunic, which is by Suede, who is on Project Runway, I think the 5th season. And that seems like it would be simple to do as well. I've never sewn a garment for me, so this looks like it would be a pretty simple way to start with the garments. And there's lots of great layouts, and it shows you dimensions and how to cut, etc. So
I like the jewelry bag a lot too.
I love that one. Yes, that's definitely going on my list of things to make, because that is such a clever idea and a way to use that special loved fabric that you only have a little square of and use it all the time. I love that. This is probably my favorite one in the book, and this is done by Tula Pink, and she designs fabric as well. But I really love it because it's got I love the chevron being incorporated, just like you were talking about in the earlier quilt, but it's got the hearts in it as well. And I like how they fit the hearts into the theme. Let's see if I can get you a better picture. Here we go. I love this quilt so much. This is going on my must-make list. This would be a sweet, like, wedding gift or anniversary gift or something.
Or even baby shower.
Yes. Honey, I'm recording, and you're interrupting me, so I need for you to go somewhere else, please. Thank you. Let's see, what else?
I like at the back, it's got the Get the Facts and different heart-healthy living tips and recipes as well. So that's really useful.
And then this by Amy Butler is also, it's my favorite garment, I think, in here. And this is the drawstring dress, but it's really laid back. It's not too fitted. It looks like it's pretty easy to make, and it's just made out of quilter's cotton and a lining.
I like the keyhole detail on the sleeve is very pretty.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think it could be very flattering belted the way that it is. And I don't know. I think they did a really nice job of pairing up accessories with quilts.
It's very well styled.
Yes. And this one is one that I love, but I probably never do, just because it looks way too intimidating. The Queen of Hearts quilt. Beautiful. So if anybody wants to make this for me, I'll give you my address. In exactly those colors, because it's beautiful. So we do want to thank Jimmy Beans for sending us these books to review, and I'll definitely be using to make a couple items out of here. If you're interested, go to jimmybeanswool.com and you can buy it directly from them. I think it's $22. $22.95. And you get a ton of great patterns, and you're helping a cause for heart health. So if you're interested, go check it out at jimmybeanswool.com.
Cool.
So, on to favorite things. Kobe, please go upstairs.
Kirby's birthday was this week.
Yes, my son turned 10, and he is acting about half that right now. But we'll just go ahead and move on to other things because while other people might think it's cute, it's only cute if it's not your kid.
I got the mail from another crafty girl.
So pretty.
It's pretty and rainbowy and gorgeous. This is her gamut base or colorway on her strong sock base.
Yeah,
it's
I love
really, really pretty. Diane, I think, did her
My Hope
out of this, and I saw it there. And when it went up in Sarah's shop this past week, I was like, and that's coming home with me.
And speaking of, Sarah of Another Crafty Girl as well as Dana of Unwind are doing, I think it's their like third or fourth installment of their Two Crafty Girls Club.
Mm-hmm.
And
this one's art history, I think.
Yeah, I think that the colors are based on art history or art appreciation, something like that. And it's pretty reasonably priced. I think it's only like $55 if you live in the U.S. and, you know, the higher cost outside just due to shipping. And it's 2 months. And I think the sign-up is
one, Dana does the other.
Yeah, and I think it's lottery style because they only have a certain number of spots. But I think there's 2 or 3 more days to sign up. We'll put the link in the show notes.
Yeah, March 12th maybe, so Tuesday.
So if you're interested in getting a couple of cool skeins of yarn from some very talented ladies, you should go and check it out and sign up and see if you can get into the club that's around. What else have we got? Oh, I got some stuff. Oh, God, Neelix destroyed my thing here. I got my shipment of Enchanted Knoll somewhere. There it is. Enchanted Knoll fiber, and she does bats. And this one, actually, she does 3 different clubs: the Bat Club, the Top Club, or the Yarn Club. And this one is based on a ladybug, and apparently there is Josette. I had to think for a second. The lady who runs Enchanted Knoll found some beautiful pictures of a green ladybug, which I've never seen, but I trust her. And so that's what she based this month on. And it's beautiful. So you get this.
Oh, that's pretty.
This, you know, beautiful blend of greens and blues and some black in there. But then when you open it up, it's always my favorite part. Once you open it up, there's all these beautiful pops of color in there.
Wow.
She does an amazing job with her bats. I love them so much. And she puts so much color into them. I'm always so impressed. And it's very reasonably priced. It's in the $20 to $25 a month range, and that includes shipping. So she does a great job.
Is it every month or every other month?
It's every month, but it's subscription, so you can opt out at any point. And I think I've been doing it since Lynn convinced me at some point last year, and I just love them. They're so fluffy and so well prepared. And Josette does a great job. So, but I got to get over they're so pretty, I don't want to touch them.
Yes, you need to spin them.
I really do.
You got some Melissa Jean buttons too, right?
I did. And let me put these in here and I'll show you. I don't know if y'all can hear the pounding. I'm sorry. I don't know what the boys are doing. I'm kind of afraid to ask. So I finished my calligraphy a while back, and while I remember distinctly saying while I was knitting it how much I loved the yarn, this was Madeline Tosh Pashmina worsted, and that it didn't pill at all. Oh, God. After I finished it, holy moly, did the sucker pill. And I kind of expected it to because it's got cashmere in it, and cashmere is a shorter staple. It's going to pill. And that's not a fault of the yarn. It's not a fault of Madeline Tosh. It's the yarn. You know, it's the cashmere content. So I shaved my sweater with a fabric shaver. You can also use a sweater stone. And it's so much more beautiful and shiny now, and I'm so happy with it because that halo is gone. And I'll probably have to continue to shave it every, few weeks or whatever. But anyhow, a friend of mine had, in order to help me, motivate me to finish the sweater, had promised to buy me buttons when I was done. She did, and they came a while back, but I just haven't had a chance to show them yet. And they are Melissa Jean. Melissa makes all her own buttons, and they are beautiful lattice
pretty.
work.
That's my favorite of hers.
And she threw in a decorative extra for like a hat or got like
cool
motif. And it's so beautiful, and they're all so well made. And it is not identical to the sweater. The color is very different, and I don't care. I love it. I
think it looks great. I like different buttons on sweaters.
So I've got this sweater and another one that I need to sew the grosgrain ribbon into. And I just had my ribbon. I don't know what I did with it. But I need to sew. Oh, here it is. I set it in front of me so I wouldn't forget it. But I got some grosgrain ribbon at Joann's. And I need to sew the ribbon into the button band so that when I put the buttons on, they don't pull against the
net fabric.
Button band. But I love these buttons. I think Melissa Jean did a beautiful job.
They're gorgeous. I'm gonna have to order
some buttons. I've been talking for like a year and a half, so you got to start talking.
Other things we have a drawing. We have the KirbyWirby drawing. So that is for this gorgeous skein of yarn, and y'all are so clever. There were so many funny, hilarious, awesome ideas for.
I favorited quite a few of those posts.
For both yarn lines, but also names of individual colorways, and I love that. And so on that, we have between, let's see, 2 through 239.
Hold on.
Oh, the last one is You'll Shoot Your Eye Out.
Okay, and that is for, I probably need to turn on my wireless on my thing. I'm such a genius. Sorry. All right, so 2 through 239, you said?
Uh-huh.
Connect, you jerk.
I can pull it up on my phone if you're having
I got it.
Okay.
Sorry. I turned my wireless off to reserve my battery, and then I forget to turn it back on. Okay, 2 through
239.
239. So I have not hit generate yet. You can see that. And I will hit generate. And the winner is number 117. That should be on page 5. Oh gosh, this is a mess. 117
is KDMC1229.
How cool.
And Bright Copper Kettles and Warmwoolen Mittens. That's a great name.
My favorite thing. I love that was the one chosen while we're talking about favorite things.
Favorite things. How fun. So Katie, get in touch with me and I will mail this to you. I need your address. And I'll send it your way, and it shouldn't take but a few days because you live in Mississippi too. So
you're on spring break, so you can actually mail things.
Well, yeah, I also have I promised Darren and Amy Girl Scout cookies, and I have the boxes. I just need to send them. It's not like they go bad.
Well, I know, but they're going to go on their 10th anniversary trip.
Oh, yeah. I should send those first thing tomorrow morning. They're in Mississippi too. It won't take that long. Hopefully.
So before we got a couple of SSK things we want to talk about, but before that, I'm going to hope that the audio hasn't cut out and totally negated everything I'm about to say. But sorry about the tech issues last week. We are still trying to find a better way to do this long distance, but our options are really limited, and we're trying. But we appreciate everybody being so kind about, the problems that we're having with sound and video cutting out. And if we missed any sections, we're sorry. I cannot watch us straight through. It makes me gag to have to sit and watch myself for that long. So We are still trying, but until I can get Laura here, we're just going to have to deal with occasional hiccups.
So we have a giveaway.
Oh, we do?
I unwrapped it. We do. And it's for Windy Prairie Designs. And she's also giving y'all 10% off. I just opened it. I hadn't seen it yet. She sent Leslie and I these cute little Notions bags. The scarf one's mine.
Damn it. That's the one.
And this one's yours.
Like that one too, but
mine.
That's sweet of them.
Yours. Mine. Yours.
How about we show them theirs?
And so what y'all can win, and this is from Jane of Windy Prairie Designs, and 10% off with the code March10, and the code will run through the day after my birthday, because it is the month of my birthday. And y'all can win this padded, and she's got cool notebook covers. I kind of want one of the notebook covers. I might have to order with her code. And this is her card.
WindyPrairieDesigns.etsy.com.
And so y'all can win this padded pouch, and it's knit fabric.
I love that.
Knit looking fabric. So very cool. So that's Jane Tanner of Windy Prairie Designs. So thank you, Jane.
And we'll have a thread on the group as far as how you can enter to win.
Yep.
And thank you to Windy Prairie and to Jean. And make sure that if you go to their shop, you use that March 10 code for 10% off.
Yes, and do it before you, like, it's in that checkout window, so that way, like the Etsy vendors, if they have to go back and modify, they lose part of it. Like Etsy, I guess, does how they do it, they lose part of their stuff. So.
Before you get to the PayPal part, that's when you put in the coupon code.
Yes, so don't forget the code. So, okay, SSK stuff.
Yeah, if you're not going to SSK and you don't care, then we'll see you next week. SSK stuff, we are still working through the last of the goodie bag items. We're stoked about it. We think you guys are going to love the goodie bags this year. We also put up class listings for if you're going this year, you need to go onto the website, and we'll link it in the show notes. And the password to get in was in your welcome email that told you about payments and when they're due and all that. If you can't remember it, just PM me on Ravelry. I'll get it to you. But you need to go in and put in your requests for classes.
3 different ones, your top 3.
And there's an option where you can request to add on additional classes. We'll know whether or not we can actually accommodate that once everybody has put in their request. So the sooner you do that, the better. If Laura hasn't heard from you at some point this week, she'll send you an email and just ask you to go fill it out. We will do our best to accommodate what everybody wants. Even if you're wanting to take any of the spinning classes and you're not bringing your wheel, don't worry about that. We're bringing wheels. You just have to let us. There's a section in the questionnaire that says, "I need you to provide me a wheel," and we'll do that for you.
And that way, I don't stick all the people who need wheels all in the same class.
Right.
That is no good.
Yeah. But we are trying to get ahead of it this year and make sure that we get your classes scheduled at least a couple months in advance. If everybody goes ahead and signs up, we can get you your classes in no time. Roommate questionnaires will be coming out at some point this month as well, probably pretty shortly. We hold off on doing that just because life happens and people have to drop out, and we'd like to avoid having to shift people around if we can. So, but we're getting close to the final payments have already come due unless you got in late, and then they're going to be due pretty soon. So at some point this month, the roommate questionnaire will go out, and you can request roommates. Something to note, which we did not realize last year, and we didn't let you guys know, the housing on site, there are no elevators. So if you have difficulty climbing stairs and you need a first floor room, that'll be something that'll be in the questionnaire this year. We're going to do better about making sure that those people that need first floor rooms get them. What else SSK-wise? I think that's about it.
No, we have a knit-along going on for books that Gail Zucker, patterns that Gail Zucker either published or books that she has helped photograph. So there's lots
in
of
the thread, there's a list of everything that would qualify.
Yep.
And those will get you extra raffle tickets. If you use yarn from a vendor, you get 2 extra. If you use yarn that you spun from a vendor, you get 3 extra or something like that. It's all in the thread for door prizes, and we're going to have some awesome door prizes this year too. So I think that's it.
I think that's about it.
10:15 here, and I still have to edit. So we're going to say goodnight, and we will see you guys again next week after Laura has had a full week off where she can just craft her little heart out. Where next week I'll just be knitting my tea, and she'll just be showing off all of her beautiful things. So.
All the sweaters.
So, okay. Well, I hope you guys have a great week, great spring break if it's your spring break, and we'll see you again next weekend.
All right. Bye, y'all.